Have you ever wondered what people learn when studying mechanical engineering? Now, after 6 years of studying and practicing mechanical engineering, I can tell you that it's not what most people think it is. And it's not only what I learned in class, but also its application in my everyday life. So in this video, I'll share with you the 5 things that I learned after studying mechanical engineering and ways in which it has improved my life. So lesson number 1, this is a secret lesson that nobody told me about mechanical engineering. Later, after learning it, it made things simpler for me. Now, before I started studying mechanical engineering, there's a lot of talk about math, about physics, and many courses that I'm going to find in studying mechanical engineering. People were telling me on how hard it's going to be, how complex math is when studying physics, and a lot of things were said about mechanical engineering. But then later, after I started studying mechanical engineering, there's something that was different. One thing that helped me to solve this complex problem in math and physics, and despite them being hard, now when it comes to solving physics and maths, when you're given a huge problem or something complex to solve, it's very challenging and scary when you look at it, just looking at it and seeing that this is going to take a lot of time and it's going to take a lot of energy for you to solve it. Now, at first, it was very scary for me to solve those complex math, complex physics questions, because when you just look at them, you'll be scared and uh, they you think of how long it's going to take and how challenging it's going to be just to solve for one particular question. And one thing that changed my perception that I learned while studying mechanical engineering is that instead of focusing on a huge problem, you can break down that problem into small problems, then solve that small problems and apply the same principles that you've used on one particular problem to the whole or complex problem that you've been given. So lesson number 1 that I learned is to break down big and complex problem into small ones which are easier to solve. And this is something that is helping my life. I might be having a challenge with things to do in my life, and instead of focusing on achieving or solving that huge problem, I start thinking of small, simple things that I can do that can help me to solve that particular problem in my life. So lesson number 2, this is the number 1 mistake that you should avoid making when studying mechanical engineering. Now, when you're in class and you're solving equations, when you're solving, most of the things that you're going to learn is that you're going to think of them as ideal situations or perfect situations, thinking that everything is going to be just the way you have been solving, just the way everything is written in the book. But then that's not the reality when it comes to real life application of mechanical engineering principles that you learn in class. Let's imagine that you've been given a particular equation to solve about heat in a given machine. Then when you solve that, you find everything is going to be perfect, everything is going to be well on paper. Now when you go to apply it in the real life and how the machine works, is you are going to realize a lot of things, that the machine is going to break down, the machine will producing more heat, the machine will be vibrating. There will be a lot of things that you're going to realize about that particular machine that you didn't take account in that theory or maybe solving equation that you are doing. So lesson number 2 is learning that nothing works perfectly in the real world. This is because when you learn in the theory, the equations that you learn in class, you realize that those equations, there are some things that we didn't account to. And the way it has helped me in my life is that engineering isn't about perfection. It's about managing reality. It's about knowing and taking account the things that happen in your life. So lesson number 3, have you ever wondered or thought of this situation where you design a perfect part of a system and when you add to it, it all causes total failure? So to better understand this situation, let me try to use this example. Now, let's imagine that you've been given a task to design a car. A car is the easiest thing that I'm going to use because everyone knows what a car is. You've been given a task to design a car, and there are some people who've been assigned to design windows. Some have been given to design tires, design different parts of a car. Then everything looks perfect after designing. Each one is happy about what they designed. But then what happens is that when they combine those parts, they end up not working. And the system doesn't work at all. There is total failure in the things that they designed. So lesson number 3 that I would like you to learn is that systems matter more than individuals. So in engineering, in everyday life, when you are able to work together as a team or a system or maybe different things that you need to group or put together, if those things can work together, they are better off than one particular thing that is so perfect and so well designed. This is because you can achieve more as a team, you can do more well as a group than as an individual who is maybe the best at what he's doing, but yet he cannot fit in that particular group. So lesson number 4, this is the one habit that changed everything for me when studying mechanical engineering. I remember in my first 2 years when I just started mechanical engineering, I struggled a lot with math and physics. Not because I wasn't smart enough, not because I wasn't doing a lot, but there's one thing that I was making a mistake on. I would spend a lot of time trying to memorize, trying to keep formulas in my head, thinking that when I understand, or maybe when I have that formula or equation in my mind, then I'll be ready for an exam, I'll be ready for what is going to come ahead of me. But the truth is, no one expects you to learn or master everything. There are a lot of equations in mechanical engineering, there are a lot of engineering equations in the world that most of them will give you headaches and you'll never be able to memorize them. And one thing that shifted me about these equations that helped me to solve most of the math and physics equation was not focusing on memorizing but understanding the equation. So lesson number 4 that I would like you to learn about this particular situation is that understanding matters more than memorizing. This is because there are a lot of situations that you are going to find yourself into, and if you memorized and not understood the principles of how you solve that particular problem, you're not going to apply the same or the principles that you learned to solve another problem. And one thing that I've learned that has helped me a lot about the brain is that it's for generating ideas and also understanding things. If you want to memorize and keep information, you have books. Books are there for keeping information. The brain is there for generating new ideas and understanding new information. Lesson number 5. This is the number 1 thing that I've seen holding most people back from becoming engineers. Now, the common misconception that most people have about becoming an engineer or being a good engineer is that they think if you are a good engineer, it means you're someone who gets things right every time. But that's not the case. So for you to understand, let me use this example that will explain everything in a better way. At the time of recording this video, the greatest invention that has come in the world is artificial intelligence, which is AI. And there are a lot of advantages that has come with invention, or maybe the innovative way of bringing AI into the world. And you see that AI is helping a lot of people in productivity, in healthcare, in research, in automation, and a lot of things that has come, and how AI has changed the world. But then one thing you should also know about AI is that it has its own negative consequences in the way it has come in the world. One of them is that it's going to replace a lot of people in joblesses who do not know how to use AI. It's also going to risk people's privacy because people can easily access information, can easily, go up making things that can destroy the world in an easiest possible way. And that is the disadvantage of AI in the world right now. So one thing that you should understand about engineering or becoming the best engineer, it is not about getting things right or maybe making things in a perfect way, because each and everything that you're going to make has its own negative consequences. When you're trying to improve one thing, the other thing is becoming worse and its negatives are having a huge impact on the world. So lesson number 5 that I would like you to learn about engineering is about trade-off. There are a lot of things that are going to improve and other things are going to become worse. So it's not about getting things right, it's about choosing the right things to compromise on. By the way, if you found this video helpful, I would like to ask for you to subscribe to the channel and also share or comment something that you have learned from this video. I say thank you for reaching this part and taking the time to watch my video. I hope this video helps, and see you in the next one.